Hey guys, Sakpase.
Welcome back to our channel. It's been a couple months. Since we've actually came back on here.
Yeah.
As you can see,
we have a child.
Crazy. We wanted this video to kind of just be like a life update, part one of a two-part series. And in this video, do you want to talk about what we're talking about?
Yeah, so obviously we talking about that we have a child. If you don't notice, we're shooting in a different background than usual because we bought a house, we moved, so it'll be more on that in another video as we try to explore how we want to furnish our place. But right now we just kind of want to talk about the baby and the fourth trimester and how we're adjusting as parents. Yeah, so without further ado,
let's dive right in.
How are you feeling as the mom? Now baby's out, almost 2 months old.
He's 2 months, crazy.
So how are you feeling now?
I feel like time has just flown by. Like the fact that he'll be 2 months on the 5th is just crazy to think that we actually, one, have a child, but two, that he's just getting bigger so quickly. I think it's so true, the saying that goes, the days are long but the years are short. Like the fact that he's 2 months and it just felt like he was just born yesterday and he already looks so different.
Yeah.
Oh, he's so sweet. I love being a mom. Some days are harder than others, especially when it comes to like getting things done for myself. I feel like I really have to prioritize like my time and just be better at time management when it comes to like getting things that I want to get done, whether that's my hair, cleaning up, or like shooting content. I just have to be better at planning it out around his schedule, no longer my schedule. How do you feel?
It was rough for me. I can't say it any other way. He was first born and was just getting used to his sleeping schedule, my sleeping schedule. I just didn't really gel with him immediately. And I know you've probably heard of postpartum depression, or at least, let us know in the comments if you, dealt with that, those who are parents. I think I've dealt with it more with her, more me than you.
I feel like I didn't really feel depressed. There were some days where I might have felt like a little overwhelmed.
Yeah.
Or like feeling like that, I don't know, I don't want to say mom guilt, but like feeling like I gotta do everything for him and just putting on that burden of myself of changing him, doing this while, you might be doing other things. I'm just like, oh, I gotta do this because I know how I'll do it versus like, I know how you'll do it.
Right.
But.
So this was a totally different spirit for me, and I really had a hard time adjusting to like him being here. Like I feel like I just kind of had an attitude about him, like crying and stuff. I was easily annoyed, easily irritable.
Yeah.
And I just felt like, wow, do I really want to have another kid and be in this phase? Because it's difficult. And me and Cindy had numerous conversations, which has been helpful in being transparent with where we are, because we had to find time for each other as well. And that's hard, to try to put him down and all his needs being met and still try to
have that energy.
Have the energy to even have time together. I wanted to be one of those fathers who are hands-on. I know talking to different people from different generations, it was different, you know what I mean? But I wanted to be very hands-on with my child, and I'm not the most nurturing naturally. I think maybe majority of men may not be the nurturing type, like off the bat. So I had to learn those things. And one of the things that I did learn was, me and Cindy are different, and that's good. That's a good thing, and we parent differently.
Yeah.
And when we put that together, he gets a great mix of different strengths that I have and strengths that she has, and then we learn from each other. I would say I learned mostly from Cindy being a nurturer, because that's not my strength. I'm very analytical. If you ask me about schedules or different things, I'm good with trying to keep him on a schedule, trying to do that. But as far as like holding him, I had to get better at that because I don't hold babies. I've never really held babies, but
that's like it's practice.
Yeah, it took practice for me, and it took like
patience.
I think I'm way more patient now than I was when he first was born. It really did take a lot out of me There were times where I felt like, wow, like I do love him, but to be honest, I didn't like him at that point. Like, I really didn't like him. I had to separate my feelings from my duties, which I could do very well. You know, I would do everything I need to do for him, but I don't mean I have to like it. But now I think those two have merged where we are currently, and I think I'm growing to love him every day, you know, and trying to do my best, you know, to take care of him the best way that I know how, and it really does take teamwork.
I feel like for me, I always loved him. I mean, because I spent 9 months with him. He's just like my little squishy.
Yeah.
And when he came out,
And not to say I didn't love him, I just didn't like
yeah.
him.
But I feel like
liked him and loved him.
I liked him and loved him throughout the time, like, because I feel like I had experience with babies and with my sister's kids. You know, they were always around. I always had them, so my experience with kids, you know, I was more exposed to them, so I knew like going in what was gonna happen. Those 2 hours, waking up every 2 hours, feeding, changing, because I had experienced that with my sister versus him just coming in like, what the heck, like, why do I have to do this? Like, why he keep crying? Why he keep waking up? Etc. Etc. But like me, I've had experience with it, so it's like I already knew what the expectation was. It's different when you know about it or like have heard about it or you have an idea versus going through it. Because my first time around going through it, you know, with my sister, it was rough. But like, you know, I've had years to grow through that, and now I have my own child. I'm like, oh, I already know what to expect. Like, it's gonna be rough, but we're gonna get through it. And now I feel like we're in a better space with him because he's sleeping longer. He doesn't really cry that much. He only cries when he's hungry, wet, or super tired. And that's, you know, on us to make sure to get him on his schedule and not allowing him to get overtired, knowing his hunger cues, and when he's tired, when he's wet, checking him, because he doesn't like to be uncomfortable, which I feel like none of us would want to sit in our own filth or be hungry or overly tired.
Yeah.
So that's been our life so far. I mean, it's been a journey, and I feel like it'll only go up from here. So far, so good. 2 months in.
It's been getting better. He's getting older, of course, so he's starting to, you know, try to be a little bit more, you know, independent as far as like learning to be with himself.
Yeah, that was
periods
good.
of time, which is good. Learning to like roll and lift his neck up and do these different things, these milestones, and we're gonna like put some clips kind of behind this to kind of give you a snapshot of like how our experience was, and even some of the things that he's, you know, been growing at and doing, like, superbly well. He has a wonderful personality.
He's so sweet.
He's super sweet, super funny. To see all this at this age is amazing.
Yes.
See where we started from and where he is now. But yeah, that's a bit about life update.
So the third trimester, for both of us, leading up to having him, it was an adjustment. Like the last 3 months were really good. You know, I was eating, working out, not working out, I was walking, let's be real.
You're still working out.
I wasn't like out in the gym doing all this stuff, but we were walking. Also, we were packing.
Yeah.
We were packing. It was a lot,
Yeah.
but also pretty relaxing. Like I didn't have, again, like my symptoms, I didn't have any symptoms. A little bit more tired, I would say, but that's just normal as baby gets bigger. But I wasn't like super cranky. I wasn't super hungry. Like my hunger stayed the same, kind of like prior to being pregnant. Like I felt like I didn't really eat excessive. Also fatigue, I mean, here and there, but I wasn't overly tired. So I feel like everything was pretty mellow up until probably the week that he was born.
Maybe the last 2 weeks.
Last 2 weeks.
Last 2 weeks, it was getting rough because
the
contractions and peeing
was
oh my God.
like,
it was like
guys,
every 5 seconds.
I couldn't hold my bladder. Like it was annoying.
Every 5 seconds.
And y'all, TMI, but we had gotten like, you know, the postpartum diapers, discreet. Like, you know, if you're postpartum, like, you know, you wear those diapers instead of wearing pads because it's more comfortable. And them bibs are comfortable. But I had to wear them the last, I think 2 days before he was born. I had to wear them because I just couldn't hold my bladder.
Yeah. So not only just the pee, but also the pain from the contractions. So when we went into early labor, it got really intense. She had a lot of intense back pain.
And we'll get into details.
Yeah, just due to his positioning, but we won't
I won't say too much
yeah.
until we get to our birth story, and we actually want to get into like, you know, the details of just like how everything broke down. But it was crazy, and how he came to be like, it was crazy.
Yeah,
but
it was so intense. But what I will share is that also kept us up. So it's not only like, you know, that we have to get up every 2 hours for him, but even with the pain that she was experiencing, it felt like those 2 weeks we were pretty much doing the same thing.
Yeah, every couple of hours. Every couple of minutes.
Yeah,
I was like,
just,
the last couple of days before he was born, like the contractions were coming in.
It was so difficult.
It was rough.
And it was also difficult for me to see her that way. But again, we'll highlight that in another video. But that's kind of how the third trimester went before, you know, he actually.
How was it for you?
Out. It was tough, just like going through that.
Like let's start with the earlier part of the third trimester.
Earlier was fine. Like I felt like it mirrored the whole pregnancy. There was no morning sickness, or everything was pretty smooth up until those last couple of weeks where we, you know, started getting into the end of March, and it really started to kind of kick up during that time. And that's kind of when I started saying like, man, like, this is it's starting to get kind of rough, starting to get real. We're trying to, you know, prepare ourselves for parenthood, prepare our home and everything that we needed during that time. It was definitely getting down to the wire, and it was kind of stressful, to be honest.
Because we were moved in March. We were
still moving stuff in.
Yeah, still trying to get things organized. As our main goal was to get like the kitchen kind of done, and our bedroom, and like not necessarily his nursery, but like his essentials, like his bedside bassinet, his closet, like just clothes, and making sure everything was washed and prepped for him. His nursery still isn't done.
Which is fine.
Yeah, it's fine. He's not gonna be in there for a minute, but like, you know, mentally, like I wanted to have it done prior to him coming. But you know, that just didn't end up happening. That's just because we just moved, and then we were pregnant, then we had a baby. It was just a lot happening at once, so I had to lower my expectations of like myself and Eddie and what we could accomplish in a short period of time, and also my condition, because I wasn't able to do as much as I normally would be able to do. So
we had to tone it down a little bit more, and you know, and that's okay. But you know, I'm excited to be able to share the full details with you guys, because it was definitely a process and a journey to getting here.
And comment any questions you may have for us regarding like postpartum. If you guys want us to go more into detail of like how it's been, or like
share
just our experience, and you know, just
share your story.
Comment.
Especially the guys out there who may not feel like it may apply to them, that even though you didn't have the child, there's still a part of you that could be suffering from postpartum depression. And maybe not even know it. I think that's where I was at, where I just felt this separation and wanted to know more, and it felt like it was postpartum depression at that stage, because it's such a big adjustment. So please share your stories. We would love to hear them. We love to see you guys comment down and interact with you. So please.
So stay tuned for part 2 of this video, which will encompass our birth story, our doula experience, and that will actually but showcase videos of us in the hospital and at home. And stay tuned. Hope you guys like this video. Comments, and check us out on social media.
Peace.
You've been had that peace sign.